Hi everyone. I don't know if you can see me, but if you can hear me, I'm sorry, but I am actually eating. I came out, I went to the shop, and I went to the shop for quite a few things because I forgot things this afternoon, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So I went and got in the car park, and it was absolutely pitch black, and I'm thinking, and like none of the shop like signs lights were on either, and I'm thinking like, what's going on? Is the shop shut? So I literally then Googled to see the shop opening hours, even though I knew it was 24 hours, and it's open. So I'm like walking through this pitch black car park, and I go in the shop, and it was weird. It was like Twilight Zone type of thing. Like it's pitch black outside, and you walk in the shop, and it's like normal. And I'm like, it was a bit freaky. So I bought a sandwich and a drink and something else and some plasters. And I thought, well, I'd already planned I'd go for a drive and park up somewhere. So I went to park up in my new place, and there was someone parked there, so I thought, well, I can't park there, obviously. So then I drove round to where I used to park all the time, and someone parked there. So I thought, right, I'll go for a drive and see if I can find somewhere to pull over. So I went on this road, not the one that I'm on now, and I'm driving along, and I remembered I drove on that road in February when I went to Devon because I'd not set the sat-nav up, and I wanted to park up somewhere out the way to set my sat-nav up. So I remember I drove down that road for ages until I found somewhere to park over. So I'm driving along, and I'm like, I guess I could park on the other side of the road. So I went down a couple of miles and turned around and started heading back up, and then it was just too well lit. So I thought, right, I'll go down this road to the end and then go up another road. And I was going up this road, and I'm not very far up it, and I thought, there's probably nowhere to park on here, not that I can remember, but it's not a road I come up often, like maybe once a year or something like that. And I'm on it for like 20 seconds, and on the other side of the road I spot this lay-by parking up thing that I'm parked in now, and I literally did a turn in the road and parked over here, and I thought, oh, not many cars are going to come past. Literally just as I pulled in, 6 cars went past, and since I've been filming, I think 2 or 3 have gone past, so it's not as quiet as I thought it would be, but it's actually quite dark. I don't even know if you can even see me. So yes, I'm eating a sandwich. I love the Tesco sandwich. It's called Just Ham, and it's on white bread, and it's the only time I eat white bread because I'm not a big white bread fan, but I love ham sandwiches on white, and this is £1 and I just love it. And because I've missed a meal today, so I thought I'm having a sandwich, because basically I had the worst night's sleep last night, and I was meant to be getting up early this morning, and I kept waking up, and one of the times that I woke up, I was up for an hour, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to get up. Well, I knew I could get up, but I thought, I'm just going to feel way too ill, and I had somewhere to be, so I got up and I was like, I'm going to have to rearrange it because there is no way I can go the way I was feeling. And I had a migraine, and I thought, I can't go where I was going feeling that way. So I rearranged it, and I went upstairs to go back to bed. It took me ages to go to sleep. I'm sure I have the bladder of a 90-year-old, literally up and down to the toilet every 2 minutes until I eventually fell asleep. But then when I woke up, I just felt so ill, and I hadn't had enough sleep, and I easily could have slept for hours more, but it was like the afternoon by this point. I don't know what time it was, I can't remember now. I think it was something like 1:30, and I think what woke me up, along with my bladder, was the gardener, and the gardener wasn't meant to come till 2, so I think it was about 1:35 when I woke up. And then I laid there thinking, oh, what should I do? And I thought, there's no way I'm going to fall back to sleep with the gardener outside. And he's normally at the house for 2 hours. So I got out of bed and got in the shower and washed my hair. Oh my god! You probably would have heard that. They're literally racing each other. Absolute idiots. My car was actually rocking because they were going so fast. My car was like... I don't know why I was trying to show you because you can't see, but yeah. And then, obviously, I was behind. And I normally go to the shop anywhere between 1:30 and 2:30 at the latest because I like to get back before the school time traffic starts, especially before they start coming out at the school round the corner from my house because it's really difficult to get back on the street. But because of what time I got up, I knew I weren't going to go out at that time. And I thought, well, I'll just go out at 4:30, 4:45, so I can get to the shop for 5 and not be stuck in tea time traffic. But me being me, I'm feeling like crap. Literally ended up leaving the house at like 4:57. No, it was like 4:58, and I got to the main road at 4:59. Luckily, I managed to get straight on the main road because sometimes it could be a nightmare. And I was actually on the motorway by 5 o'clock because the traffic lights were green for once. And I went to Tesco, and traffic was starting to get busy, which surprised me because people finish work at 5, but I guess people get a straight up motorway. So I'm in Tesco walking around, and I saw someone from the police and they saw me. But I do this thing where I think it's not the person who I think it is. So I just walked past them and I saw them. And I texted my dad, I went, I think I saw such and such in the shop. And he went, well, if you did, I'm sure they would have spoken to you. And I picked up a couple more things and went on the self-checkout. And this person was on the self-checkouts. And I looked at them again. Well, I half looked at them because I wasn't... Like, I was more interested in, like, getting to the checkout and starting my shopping. Like, I weren't really paying much attention. But I always look who's on the self-checkouts because I don't want to bump into certain people. So I'm scanning my shopping and they paid for their shopping and walked past me. And I saw them kind of glance back at me. Like, not turn around, but look at me, kind of out the side of their eyes. Out the side of their eyes, does that even make sense? And then I was like 99.99999% it was them. And I left the shop and I was like, I texted my dad and he made a joke about it. I can't share the joke on here. It's nothing about them, it's something about me. Because it's an in-joke between me and my dad, but he just made me laugh because I literally looked at my phone before I got in my car and he just said this thing to me and it just cracked me up. But yeah, he was like really surprised that they didn't speak to me because he said that that person would have definitely spoken to me and he was actually shocked that they didn't acknowledge me. Because most people like that I know from the police, I don't mean sting, but even if they've just met me once, if they see me out and about, they'll always say hello to me because there are some really nice people. They're not all that bad. I mean, there are a couple of given me a crap time and stuff like that, but I don't know if you just heard me burp. I didn't even mean to burp. I just got this feeling in my throat. It wasn't even like a real burp. It was like a, I don't know. So if you didn't hear it, I've just drawn attention to the fact that I did. But anyway, I came home and didn't really do much. I watched my first little bit of tennis that I've watched. I started to watch a bit of Federer And this is, like, that's my favourite player, and this is how bad I'm feeling at the moment. I literally gave up after 5 minutes, and that's not like me. I can literally sit through a full match of Federer because he's my favourite player, and I just couldn't do it. So that's literally how my concentration is at the moment. And I've had my evening meal, and I watched something on telly. How to Catch a Murderer. It weren't as good as the last one. The last one was good, but this one was a bit... I don't know, I think it's because I read an article about it this morning when I couldn't sleep. But, yeah. And then I thought as soon as that finishes I'll come out, and then my dad for once was at home and he went to bed, and I thought I can't go out while he's still awake because he accuses me of meeting up with someone every time he knows I go out at night. And I just didn't want the argument because I've obviously not come to meet anyone unless like they're hiding in the shadows, which I doubt because they don't know where I am. But so I had to wait like another 10 minutes so he would be asleep. He says to me that as soon as his head hits the pillow he falls to sleep, but I thought, he's sober, does that still stand? I don't know. So I just waited about 10 minutes and left because I just don't want him to think I've gone to meet someone, because he's very suspicious that that's what I'm doing. But I think I more than learnt my lesson not to do that. I know who he thinks I've gone to meet, but I don't know if he knows I've gone out because he won't say anything. He'll probably say something in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, it was really weird at Tesco tonight because it was literally as black as it is now. Look, I don't know if you can see anything or not. It was that black. And when I walked in the shop and everything was like normal, I'm just like, this is such a mind thing. A mind whatever, I can't think of the word. I hope you can still hear me because I've just put my phone on my leg while I get a drink. And another thing, oh god, it's not as cold. See, I've been driving around for about 40 minutes. They had no cold bottles of Diet Coke earlier, so I got an energy drink and froze it. Well, it took 50 minutes and I had it. And I don't think it's kicked in. Watch it kick in at about 3 AM. I'm so exhausted at the moment. It's fatigue and it's because I'm ill and it's so annoying. And do you know what gets me is, like, people think because I don't look that ill that there's nothing wrong with me. But if they saw me without my makeup on, they'd be shocked. Like, my dad accused me of having 2 black eyes the other day because my eyes are so black. Well, not black, like the dark circles are practically black. So obviously I'm not going to go out the